Hey guys, my name is Amanda, and I'm going to be giving a review summary of an article that I read that really sparked my interest. And it's called Unintended Consequences: Why Painkiller Addicts Are Turning to Heroin. And this is from CNN Chief Medical Correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta. He starts his article introducing a general purpose to present to the audience, to the United States, that we have a growing problem in the U.S. of painkiller addicts turning to heroin to compensate for their addiction when their painkillers have become unavailable or unattainable. Dr. Sanjay notes that today's typical heroin addict has changed from the 1960s when heroin first boomed as an epidemic. So today's typical heroin addict is starting at the age of 23, as opposed to back then when they started at the age of 16. The new breed of heroin addicts are living in affluent suburbs and neighborhoods, and they were likely unwittingly led into heroin from prescription painkillers. The opiate medications are prescription painkillers are more expensive than heroin on the street. So opiate prescription painkillers cost about $60 for a 60 milligram pill, when heroin on the street is going to cost 1/10 of that and be $6. When 80% of the world's prescription pain pills are consumed in the United States, I'd say that's a really good chance that that might happen. And it is happening, and it's an epidemic, and CNN and the CDC and all these places are recognizing that. But we're not recognizing it until we're becoming aware of it or educated on this. Um, so we only make up 5% of the world's population. So if 80% of prescription pain pills are being consumed in only 5% of the world's population, that says a lot about our society. That says a lot about the epidemic that is occurring. And we have a say in it. We have a right to speak up about what's going on with our medication and our health as members and citizens of the United States. So a little background knowledge. Heroin is a Schedule 1 narcotic. The DEA has scheduled it as Schedule 1, which is the highest and most stringent scheduling. Oxycontin, which is heroin's opiate derivative, opiate-like counterpart, is a Schedule 2 narcotic. So this is in the lines of oxycodone, hydrocodone. It's also widely available and prescribed in the United States. So a little background knowledge. Heroin is a Schedule 1 narcotic. The DEA has scheduled it as Schedule 1, which is the highest and most stringent scheduling. Oxycontin, which is heroin's opiate derivative, opiate-like counterpart, is a Schedule 2 narcotic. So this is in the lines of oxycodone, hydrocodone. It's also widely available and prescribed in the United States. I want to start with a little bit of chemical and background knowledge about the medications to just show you how similar they are. And you can see pretty similar structure when I show you oxycodone, which will be next. This is carbon 21, hydrogen 23, nitrogen, and 5 oxygen. Molecular weight is 369.411 Daltons, and my source was chemspider.com. So just take a note at these functional groups, as you will see something very similar. The oxycodone. So very similar nitrogen and methyl functional groups, as well as the oxygen on the left-hand side. This is carbon 18, 21 hydrogen, 1 nitrogen, and 4 oxygen. Molecular weight is 315.364 Dalton. My source was chemspider.com. So in ending conclusion, I just wanted to restate the thesis of my review article summary. The thesis was to present the growing problem of heroin addiction in the United States and how it stems from this new theory that painkiller addicts are turning to heroin in order to compensate for their lack of prescription painkillers. So that is something that Dr. Sanjay Gupta brought up in his article and addressed. And in his concluding remarks, he wanted our society to become educated on this controversial issue and work towards using that education to better our fight against addiction, fight against heroin in the United States. So I hope you took a lot from this video and from my review. And I hope you also read the article in its entirety for itself. It's a great read. So I wanted to thank the CNN Chief Medical Correspondent, Sanjay Gupta, for letting me use this article and for bringing up such a great point. And I also hope you took as much out of this as I did. Thanks.